All right, so I have been starting a new comic strip, which is eventually going to be called Kenosi House. And as a part of that, I'm going to eventually need a cabin for people to go to. And I thought it might be a little fun to make a video demonstrating a little bit of my process. So I start with a new document. Just save and close this for now. So whenever I'm starting from scratch, I like to start by making a pencil sketch. So this is going to be a cabin. It's going to be a pretty simple cabin. So maybe like a 3D rectangle to start. Maybe a very simple, what is this called? Roof. There we go. And it's a cabin, so it's gonna have like, it's not gonna be like insulated, it's only for summertime use, so then it'll be pretty straightforward, but I also don't want it to look like too much of a piece of crap, you know. But it is simple, it's on the simpler side. So then there needs to be a door, which will come onto the side. And then maybe a giant window in the front. The door needs to go a little higher. Like right now, this is looking like a really small one-room kind of a cabin. So maybe what we need to do is, let's make this one part of the cabin. And then we will add another part like this. My one friend had a cabin out in Chilliwack, Cultus Lake, but it was more like a family cabin, like their family owned the cabin. And it was basically the coolest cabin, but also the craziest cabin. It was like a bunch of smaller cabins stuck together. So maybe that approach will work for us here. Maybe it's shaped like this. And that way we could have like, this one would be like maybe the kitchen and the sitting room. And then maybe we would have some bedrooms over here. And then, so then if there's going to be a wood stove, maybe that would be over here, kind of central to the rest of the area. Put a stovepipe out there. Okay. So then the other thing that I want is an outdoor seating area, kind of a thing. All right. On this wall, there's not going to be anything. Maybe it's floor level, some concrete pads. This is a patio. It's going to have one of those things built over it. What are they called? Okay, 4 posts at an angle. It kind of goes like this. It's a little low. Maybe it needs to come above the ceiling and like that. That's better. I can't remember what these things are called. I want to say trellis. There we go, like that. And then there would be like some lawn furniture, like here. Another one like this. Maybe a fire table there. Like that. Building, okay. It's gonna have curtains in front of them, obviously. And then, yeah, that's looking pretty good. And then maybe, oops, edit. I'm gonna make that, oh my goodness. My pencil is starting to glitch out on me. And I've only had it for a year. Okay. Beautiful. Now, I think we're going to have some trees kind of surrounding it, because it is supposed to be a cottage after all. Grass. And then maybe here is where a vehicle goes. So, a little car. Like, do I need to? I do. I need to make this even smaller. Okay, there we go. So that the vehicle can fit without getting cut off. Like so. Okay. Vehicle, boom, and it's a little guy. Just a little hatchback. Like so. Okay. There we go. Okay, so some things that this cabin needs. Some rainwater buckets back there. Maybe a shower stall like that, added on to the side of the kitchen. I'm also like loosely basing this off of the cabin that I always went to as a kid, although that had a huge deck built all the way around it. This one is going to be a little simpler, and then I suppose we need ventilation up there, even though it's an open A-frame. There. Okay, that's not a bad looking little cabin. So now that I have the pencils done, the fun part begins, because I want to be able to draw this over and over and over and over again without needing to rethink it. And so the way that I do that, because I'm working in Clip Studio Paint, is I build a 3D model of it using the primitives, which is super easy. So I take my cube, boop, and I go like this, and I scale it down so that it's roughly the size of this bad boy. Let's do first, we'll do it in the same order we did it in. Okay. And this is where it's going to be a little tricky, because I didn't draw it in perfect perspective. But hopefully it'll get close enough. Now there's a new feature, which means apparently I can draw details on this cube if I stretch it out appropriately and get it placed. I haven't tried this yet, and so we're going to see if it works. Oh, look at that. It does. So I am now drawing the door on this cube. How cool is that? Right? Pretty neat. And then I'll draw the big bay window on there. Nice. Okay. Now, I don't know if I can continue to draw details when I add another shape to it. It might just be one shape at a time. So let's just wait and see here. I'm just going to draw some curtains. Okay, and then the sink is right here. Kitchen, right? Kind of an idea. You're walking right in. And then on the top of this, I'll just draw. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now I have one cube with that drawn on, and I suppose I should draw this to go all the way around. And then these are the wooden panels that make up the... Perfect. Now, if this is an experiment in real time, is it going to allow me to add another primitive on that I can then continue to draw? Here's the $1,000,000 question. So I want to use some cubes as those boards. We'll drop that down. We'll drop that down. The boards that hold on the, whoopsies, that hold on the roof or support the roof. I don't know what they're called. Should learn construction terms. Okay, oh, look, it's not even close to being where it's supposed to be. Okay, make it extend out a little bit. Bring it down on top. Nope. Nope. There we go, now it's intersecting. Put it on the front a little bit. We need to make it a little wider. There we go. So there's one. Now can I draw on that one? Oh, I can. Look at that. I'm going to draw. This is rad. I didn't know I could do this. This is going to save me even more time. Okay, that's good for now. Oh no, I should do it all so that I don't have to, because I'm about to copy and paste this thing a number of times. Okay, so edit, copy, edit, paste, and then I will drag it this way. Oh, beautiful. Paste it. Ooh, and look, it already spaces it for me. That's nice. And paste, and one more. Paste, paste, paste. Where are you? Paste. Okay, good enough for now. Now, of course, because I've orbited my thing here, I'm going to have to realign it a little bit. Nice. Okay. So now I think to do the angled part of the roof, I will use, there's no triangle tool or a prism. Is there a prism tool? Oh, there is. I wonder if you can make it, if I put a prism, is there an option to turn it into a triangle rather than a prism like that? I don't think there is, so I will undo that. I think I'll just use planes. Plane, of course, is a plane like that. So I'll have to make two of them, but I'll do the one first, and then I will duplicate it. I gotta get this pencil layer out of the way. It's just distracting. Okay, so just on top like that, and look at that, it's almost exactly where I need it to be, I think. Like that, and then we will stretch it out further to there. And a lot of the times, I'm not looking to make like a perfect representation. I'm just looking for the sake of fast, to help me draw quicker so that I can essentially draw it once, and then when I go to draw it another time, I can just trace over it and then fix and add any details that are missing. I do this quite a bit. It's one of the tricks that I use to save time. Some people ask me, because I draw, I don't know, pretty fast. I mean, my drawing art isn't the highest quality, but for my purposes as a comic storyteller, I want to get stuff done and I want it to look serviceable. So this is one of the ways that I do that, is by building these 3D models of my settings so that I never have to really like guess, because I don't know, I don't always fill in all the details, but it's nice to have like perspective taking care of it so that I don't have to worry about it. And so I'm just going to draw in all these shingles, and it's super annoying, but if I do it once, I won't have to do it again. Maybe they're like cedar shingles. But anyway, this is really cool. Normally, in previous versions, I don't think you could do this, or I didn't know about it anyway. But I don't think you could draw on the shapes like this. And the cool thing about this is, like normally when I make the backgrounds, it's just a bunch of polygons, and then I always fill in the details every time. I'm still gonna have to, but then like things like, sometimes I would like, oh, it's a computer, and it's like, oh, how did I draw the computer again? Did I have like a vent on the side of it or whatever? And now that I know that you can do this, uh, I'm gonna add all the details so that it'll always, I never have to like go back and look at my reference images. I can just keep going. Okay, these shingles are starting to look crazy. So time to standardize the shingles again. Okay. Now this one, I wonder how this technology works. I used to do a little bit of 3D modeling, and it looks kind of similar to like making a mesh and unfolding it. I guess maybe you can do it on the simple shapes because they have a simple mesh, and then that's why it works. I used to do this in Photoshop, but it's nice to see that now you can do it in Clip Studio too. Okay, so I have this. So I'm going to select this, go edit, copy, edit, paste, and then I'm going to hold my shift, and oh, it doesn't matter if I hold shift. Just trying to rotate it, but it doesn't seem to care. Oopsies. I'll move that one. That is one thing I will say about Clip Studio's 3D tools. You can tell it's not the primary reason for the software, but that's okay because I don't need to be a 3D modeler. I just need it for this. Just to say I barely need it at all, but it's fun that it works. Okay, sweet. So now I have my, like that. Okay, so now we'll use a prism for that stovepipe. And I'll make it smaller and then make it large, stretch it out like so. And oopsies, you can just go there where it's supposed to go. It's gonna come, oops, lost it. There we go. Bring it up. Beautiful. Let's hide our pencil there. And then I should probably not be lazy, and I'll grab the cube. It needs to go like so. It needs to go up and over. And it needs to be smaller, I think. Where is it here? Okay. Go this way. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it's finicky to get them to go where you need them to. Okay, that way, this way. This way, down, and then rotate it so that it's kind of like a, I don't know, it's like the metal thing cover, like that. Okay, not bad. And then this needs to, move over. Like that. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. I mean, it looks silly from here, but from basically every other angle, it looks exactly like how I want it to look. I did have, yeah, a vent, so I'm going to use another prism, and I'm going to put it on its end. If I hold shift, it won't lock. Hey, that's kind of annoying. Okay, and then I will bring it up here to where it goes, which is back there and up. Is that centered? Nope. If I move it over and up, and then I can draw on the circle, oops, with the vents in it. And then that'll always go where it goes. Okay, lovely. Needs to stick out a little bit more. Like that. Okay. Perfect. Okay, now let's see. The next part of this cabin is gonna be, I should just do the next back section of the cabin, which will be another box, a cube, and it will start out like this. Bring it up, bring it over. I'm intersecting a little too far, like that. Bring it like that. Nice. So then I stretch it this way, and then I stretch it all the way to the back. Now if I go like this, I can see that it is stretching properly. Nice. Okay. So now I can add those windows on, which I need to use my pen for. So the windows kind of go like this. Right, and then another one over here. Beautiful. And then we'll put the boards on the top of the windows. I wonder if this is like gonna crash my software at some point. Now those windows go too low, I think. So I think they need to just come to that line. Better. I'm noticing that the resolution of these lines seems to be pretty gnarly the more that I add. So I wonder if I'm losing resolution or anyway. Okay, I'll add that top one. Maybe I'll add those curtains back in. Okay. Okay, nice. And then of course the planks. Yeah, that is looking pretty. So that must be because the mesh, as I add shapes, maybe it's meshing it out in different ways or something. Okay. Nice. Then I need to rotate and then figure out the back side of this cabin, which I think I'm going to keep fairly straightforward. How do I move everything using this tool? Okay. So just come along the back. I need to change the sun. One sec here. So I can see the back. There we go. Okay. Draw it. Draw it all the way out. No, it's not going to let me. Move it over. There we go. Okay, so along this edge, I think I just want to have boards for now. Yeah, look at that, hey? On these shapes, it certainly stretches the boards, like the pixel resolution. And then on the other end, I'm going to have more windows. So we need to rotate that around and come in. Oh, we didn't do that side of the house either. So we will remedy that now. Okay. That is, we need the sun, which is over here. Okay. Flip that around. Perfect. Okay. I'm just going to finish this off. Beep. Oops. Beep. Aha. So now it's tricky. It doesn't want to let me draw on this primitive. But that's okay. I guess I don't really need to. Okay, and then we do. It must be that you have to finish up the art on one primitive at a time, which is good to keep in mind. And then I'll do kind of a. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I wonder if I select this primitive, if it will then let me draw on it. Nope. This one. Haha, well. Okay, well, that's good to know. And maybe I'll put another window on this side. Right here. You know what? This is actually so cool that this tool is now included in Clip Studio because I was using all of these other weird apps to try to do this, and it just never really worked. It was never as intuitive to make the shapes, and this kicks all kinds of butt. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to go edit, copy. Oh, you know what? First, I'm going to select these ones. Let's see here. Maybe I could do it all at the same time, except I need to make more of these. So there's Okay, this is going to be easiest if I just do one. I still haven't quite figured out the gestures for how to only select one shape at a time. There, I got it. So if we go edit, copy, edit, paste. So we're going to go like these. And then we're going to go like these. And then we're going to rotate it. Oops, wrong way. This way. I'm going to put it on the end. Oh, nice. I did make it almost the same. Okay, now we're going to do what we did last time. Edit, copy, edit, paste, move it, edit, paste, edit, paste, edit, paste, edit, paste. And we'll just keep doing that until it's done. Ooh, maybe. Yeah, we'll just cheat on the last one. And by cheat, I mean the last is just going to be spaced a little closer. Because this house is a cabin and it was built by amateurs just like me. Okay, so now I will select the roof pieces 1 and shift and 2. I'll go edit, copy, edit, paste, and then I'll move the entire thing. Oops. Oh, shoot. Okay, it's probably, I'm gonna have to do them one at a time, I guess. Edit, copy, edit, paste. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna rotate it where it needs to be. place it where it needs to be. So it needs to come a little further this way. And then, can I just stretch it? Oh, those shingles are going to look wonky. Okay, no worries, because what I can do is just put two of them. Once you get it lined up perfectly, there we go. Edit, paste, and then I can move it over like so. And let's see. Oh, it's so close. So close to being just the right amount. So what I will do is just go like these and stretch it a little bit. Okay, that's less obvious. Edit, copy, edit, paste. And let's see if it'll, well, I can do one at a time anyway. Okay, like so. And then, like so. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Just gonna square that up a little bit. There we go. And then this one, edit, copy, edit, paste, rotate that around. Nice. Now, I'm gonna take this bad boy and put it where it needs to go. Copy, edit, paste, which is over, rotated. Nice. That looks pretty good. And then I'll do it again on the other side. Copy, edit, paste, rotate it around, and okay. Is that in the middle? Pretty close. Okay. So, wow, this is kind of fun. I've never fully done it like this before. We're drawing all the details on, and I gotta say, I like it. Okay, so the next thing we gotta do is we have it like that. We gotta do this part, the patio. So I think what I will do is start with a cube, and we're gonna flatten it right down. Maybe even more if it'll let us. It will. Perfect. We're gonna shove it over here. Okay, and stretch it out. We'll just make it a little bit bigger than the place. Okay, then we need 4 posts. So I'll do 2 posts the same size. And like these. Okay, and I should probably draw the wood grain on there. Is it gonna like it? Not really. That's okay. We'll rotate it so I can draw the other ones. When I say like it, I mean, is the texture going to be quality? And the answer is no. But that's okay, because we just need it for a bit of a reference. It's not actually being rendered, right? So it can be ugly if we need it to be. This needs to look-ish like a wood post. And it does. Wonderful. Okay, so then we got to put this, whoops the daisies, put this, frick sakes, put this over here, and it needs to come up and be taller than the roof. And that's this green thing. There we go. Stretches it. There we go. Edit, copy, edit, paste. And then we'll do this. Put one over here. Wonderful. Then we'll take this one and that one, and we'll go edit, copy, edit, paste. And oh, I forgot, it only lets you do one at a time. That's a bummer. Okay, well, that's okay, because I can go edit. I keep getting the controls for this confused with the other 3D modeling thing that I used to use all the time, which was called Wings 3D, and it doesn't work anymore for some reason. For me, it doesn't work anymore, but it was honestly my favorite modeling program. And then I'm going to do edit, copy, edit, paste, and we're going to build the, let's see here, like so. Let's stretch it out, group, stretch it out like these. Someone that's an actual carpenter is going to be like, actually, guys, that's not how you would build a trellis or whatever the heck this is called. That's okay. That is okay. Also, I don't know very many carpenters that are nerdy, so. Okay, is that lining up? Needs to rotate over. Perfect. Okay, I think I'm going to draw the swirlies on this just because. There we go. Okay, then we're going to edit, copy, edit, paste, and move that over here. Nice. Okay. They're a little, they need to rotate this way a little bit. There we go. Okay. So that's actually looking like a fairly decent little cabin. I gotta put the other boards on. I think I'll just keep stealing these boards. So edit, copy, edit, paste. I'm gonna rotate it around. Let's see here. I want it to sit on top of that board and then come down like so. I guess it would sit. We're gonna have them intersect. I don't think that that's how they actually work, because I'm not sure how you would. I guess you'd have to cut it funny. That's okay, that's what we're doing. I'm gonna stretch it in like this, but I'm gonna make it really skinny. Like that. Beautiful. Okay. Now, edit, copy, edit, paste. Bring that, oops, no, that's not what I want to do. Let's see if it'll continue to space it out for me. It will not. Oh, now it's going like crazy. It's trying. Now it's getting it. Nice. Okay, beauty. Now, I think we had on our sketch layer a rain barrel in that corner back there, which is going to be easy. Let's fix the lighting here really quick. It's just going to be a prism, and it's going to go maybe about that big with a line around it. And I don't think I need to draw the line all the way across, because honestly, you're never going to actually see that backside anyway. And it goes over here like so. Okay. Then, what else do we need? We need the fire table, which we're going to do with a square, 2 cubes actually. So we'll do the underside first, which is going to go like these and come up there, make it smaller, make sure it's intersecting the floor. Oh, not even close. There's the post. Okay, maybe go right here. And then I'm going to do another one, squashed and on top of it. Okay, like, whoop. Make sure we get it punched in there. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to draw just on top of it. Okay. And I'll just draw a little grate. Beautiful. Okay. And I think, just a second, I'm going to save this. There we go. Okay, so now I basically have the stuff. You'll notice that there's other details that are lacking, like those two couches. Okay, and also the sidewalk, which I will do right now with cubes. But those other pieces, the reason I didn't make primitives for them is because I have 3D models that are not exactly what I need, but will work as a stand-in. And seeing as I just draw what they're supposed to be anyway, I don't need them to be exactly what I need. So let's get this a little smaller. There we go. Okay. So I'll just back that up a bit. Back that up. Just make sure it's not floating. It is floating. How about that? There we go. Better. And I'll just draw sidewalk kind of details on top. And then I think we're going to do a couple of those. Oopsies. Bring that closer, line it up. Okay, edit, copy, edit, paste. Okay. What is this? I don't know what that one is. But we're going to hide it in the house. Now we never have to worry about it ever again. Okay, so now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the models that I have. So Clip Studio comes with a bunch, but I think in this case, I'm going to use 2 benches, which would be my downloaded assets. There we go, there's one, and it's giant, of course it is. And it's going to go, oh, it was the top of the table. Well, I shouldn't have put it back there. I should have put it where it's supposed to go, but that's okay. Okay, I'm going to stretch that back against the wall. I'm just going to make it wider. Oopsies. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to stretch it out before I change all the angles. Oh, no, I don't. It's not letting me stretch it. Well, interesting. Okay, we'll just put 2. Get them sized appropriately. There we go. Okay, and then is it in there? Good. Edit, copy, edit, paste, stretch it over. That. Edit, copy, edit, paste. Now we'll put this one like this. We have our seating area. Maybe in that back corner. Maybe we need another one of these little squares. copy, edit, paste. Oops. Oh man, I'm getting a little crazy with my placements. Not really going too fast. Gotta slow down. Okay, there we go. And actually, in that back corner, I think, what do we have for small objects? I thought I had a bicycle. I do have a bicycle. I'm just going to throw that bicycle back there. Now, the scale is all wonky. Oopsies. Because I wasn't very careful when I started this. And I didn't like shrink the camera to be the appropriate size. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Okay, relative to the bench. Maybe a little smaller. That looks about right there. Shove it back there. And I'll have it leaning to this side. Clunk. There. Might have a cabin at the bike at the cabin, right? Okay, and the last thing was a car, just for scale. Maybe I'll use this car actually. I think this is a 4-seater. I haven't decided what kind of a car I need for the comic. This one might just do. This is the standard Clip Studio one. I feel like it has some options. The door opening, it does not. That's too bad. Okay, so there we go. The car can go back there. It needs to shrink just a bit relative to the size of the door that I drew. Probably about like that. Good enough. And last but not least, in our primitives, which was, where is it over in this menu here? Primitives, we have billboards of trees, which is awesome. Oh my gosh, they've made them huge. Maybe I can shrink it down a bit. Beautiful. So I'm just going to throw some of these trees around. The cool thing about this is it's like those old Nintendo graphics in N64s where the tree always faces you, but it still takes up where it's supposed to take up in terms of three-dimensional space, so it stays behind the cabin. But anyway, so I'm going to put one there. Edit, copy, edit, paste, and then I'm going to put one, oopsies, back here. Oops, did I put it in the house? I did. So it needs to come out of the house and back a bit. And it's okay that they are the same, because remember, I'm just using these as placement references. I'm not actually going to use the tree itself. Okay, edit, paste. Okay, this one, oopsies. Now that was interesting. I had accidentally somehow broken it with copy, edit, paste. There we go. Bring it in front of the house and over a bit. Hey, there we go. Okay, one more. Come on now. It is fun that it tries to like anticipate where you want it. And sometimes it gets it right, and sometimes it does not. Okay, nice. So, that is basically my tutorial. The advantage of doing it like this, so here we have our cabin, and here we have our cabin, is that I can, for example, pick this car to be the focal point, and then change the camera angles, and then use bloop, 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 bloop. Not bad. Oh, that car still needs to get a little smaller. A little smaller yet. There. So I can like draw the cabin using this as a reference. Sweet. Well, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed it.